Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for Angel Hour. As you know, today is devoted to taking your calls, your texts, reading requests from the Bring Me to Life chat room. It looks like we do have several of you lined up for readings already. And if you'd like to join in, you can call or text at 240 979 6366. That's 240 979 6366. Or you can submit your reading request in the Bring Me to Life chat room on bringmetolife.com/radio. Just go down to our page and scroll right down to that chat area you'll see there. During the show, you will also be getting the opportunity to donate to the Bring Me to Life network. Bring Me to Life is the kind of organization that builds community and makes the world such a better place through offering inspirational online events, radio shows, and so much more. So to offer a gratitude donation to Bring Me to Life, you can just click the donate button at the top of the bringmetolife.com page. Before we begin our angel readings, let's come together for a centering meditation, just to help open our hearts to the angel's healing presence. We do this so that everyone listening will get the chance to feel the angel's presence here for themselves. So go ahead and take a moment to get yourself comfortable in a nice quiet space, and we will begin. And once you have made your body nice and comfortable, begin by gently closing the eyes and taking in some nice long and deep healing breaths. Noticing each breath gently resetting your flow to one that is full of perfect, allowing, surrender, and peace. As you breathe, you can feel as a stream of flowing energy, like a river, flows through your energy body. Breathing, feeling, and seeing as light moves in through the top of the head, near the crown chakra and third eye, and cascades down the spine, cleansing and charging every energy center along the spinal column. Breathe deeply, feeling the light cleansing through the throat chakra, relaxing the shoulders as it flows down into the heart. Noticing the heart chakra blossoming open like a flower. The light moves down the spine, moving into the core of your body at the solar plexus chakra, softening every muscle, helping you to feel so clear and supported as that light flows down into the sacral chakra and root chakra, down near the bottom of the spine. A circle of healing angels stands around you now, gently facilitating the flow of this energy through you. Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, is standing at your feet, helping to weave the energy downwards, pulling light and flow down through the legs and out through the feet, as light flows from your energy body into Mother Earth, grounding your spiritual consciousness into the here and now. With your next deep breath, notice as Archangel Michael steps forward and gently places his hands just above your third eye chakra, the energy center in the very center of your forehead. Breathe in through the third eye, feeling as a beautiful, soft blue and white light floods through the third eye now. Every breath you take brings you closer and closer to the angel's frequency of pure knowingness and peace. Hold the intention to allow Archangel Michael to awaken your awareness to the level of spiritual seeing that serves your highest spiritual good now. Archangel Michael's light flows in through the third eye and fills your entire head region. Light flowing from the left to the right side of the brain, balancing the giving and receiving energies, and charging your thought systems with sensitive awareness of the angelic realm. As you breathe in this space, you may take a moment to hold a healing intention or question in your mind that you would like to offer the angels. Mentally thank the angels for being here, for sending their love and nurturing to your healing intentions now. And then with that, together we'll take in one last deep healing breath, pulling light into the heart center. And gently exhaling as you feel that light flowing right out into the earth, out through the legs and feet. And gently opening the eyes as you shift your awareness right back into the room and into the present moment that we are in together. Wasn't that a beautiful shift in energy? You can always really feel such a wonderful change when everyone meditates together in that way. And one of the angels' missions is to teach us that all of us have the ability to hear them, feel them, see them if we so choose to, which is why, of course, we practice a little bit of that every time we come together to hear their messages in this way. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into our readings for today. All right, it looks like we have quite a few of you lined up. So let's see, angels, who do we want to go to first? Okay, let's go ahead and connect with Sonani. Sonani says, I would love to get a reading to find out about my spiritual path, my health, and whether my belief for my business is in line with my purpose. Okay, great. You've got some great questions, Sonani. So I'm going to pull some cards to represent each of these three areas of life. I do see Archangel Raphael very close with you, the healing angel. And he says that he is guiding your personal health, but he also wants you to know that he is guiding your life's purpose. So it looks like you likely have quite a bit of a healing touch in your heart, a healing ability in your perspective and in the way that you affect the world, which is wonderful. Let's go ahead and first tune in and ask Archangel Raphael to just go ahead and tell us a little bit about your health. So what I'm going to do is first turn over our card that represents this, and then we're going to scan your energy body as well to see what the angels have to say. Oh, this is just the perfect card. The card says, love your body. And I have pulled this card from a deck called The Answer is Simple Cards by Sonia Choquette. Love your body. So right away, Archangel Raphael says that your body is incredibly wise, incredibly wise. And he's telling us that perhaps in the past there have been certain instances in which we all kind of do this, in which you fought against some of your body's own systems or in the way that it wants to flow. Sometimes, we do this in terms of beauty standards. We say, body, I want you to look this way. And so I'm going to, feed myself this way, or to, dress myself this way, even if it's uncomfortable or whatever it might be. The angels are saying, love your body and really, really, really listen to it. Your body has incredible intuition, and they're showing us that it's actually getting into deeper healing in your life right now, even if it looks like there are things that are changing in a way that doesn't seem favorable right off the bat. They're showing us the sign of two different things. They're showing us detox really strong, as if your body is asking for a little detox, and your body's showing us, I'm sensitive. It's saying, I'm sensitive to all unnatural things, including they're saying especially chemicals or plastic types of byproducts. So their angels are saying, definitely keep out of your body any cleaning products, hygiene products, etc., that might have traces of that in it, where you might absorb that through the skin or breathe it in and that kind of thing. The body says it would be so incredibly thankful if it could have a detox in that way, as well as through food. Detox would be really, really helpful. They're showing us that detox actually seems like it will help to speed up a lot of the health and the strength of different bodily systems. Archangel Raphael is showing me your metabolism actually working to grow faster or more efficient with time going by. So if there have been any things going on where it's like, it seems like my metabolism's different, or my energy levels are different throughout the day. What's going on, body? That kind of thing. It's saying, well, I want to get rid of stress and I want to detox so that I can handle, everyday normal stressors, like, getting out of bed, going, doing our life and that kind of thing. It says it can do that with your help, with just a little extra detox in that way. So a little bit of an upgrade. So detox was the one big area. The second big area that Raphael is highlighting for your body right now is just a sense that energy levels are about to, again, attune to a higher or better, more efficient frequency by way of you working a little bit with your lifestyle, which means he's saying also reducing stress. He's saying when you feed your body the right way and you reduce stress for you, we see incredible balance moving through and new health. They're showing us a couple of images along with that as well. They're showing me an image of your immune system strengthening and its power going through the roof. And then another one that they really want to highlight for you is the endocrine system really rebalancing itself. Again, you've got very high sensitivity in your particular physical body to any, non-natural things that might be floating out there in the world that all of us in the modern world kind of come across physically. But your endocrine system will thank you greatly. And you'll feel so different from your energy levels throughout the day, from the way that you metabolize, your food and digest and that kind of thing, to your sleep patterns. Everything gets better as we clear and support the endocrine system through detox and stress reduction for you. So wonderful. Those are great ways to love the body. Let's turn over our card that represents your life purpose and business and see what the angels have to say. Okay, this is good. The first card that we have for this, and I pulled two just to kind of give us a little more fleshed out detail. The first card is a card that says turn back. So this is a card where the angels are saying it's sort of like you've got a zigzag path that you're on right now. And the zigzag path is a good path. The zigzag path, people that are on the zigzag path where, life isn't always just one straight direct line from point A to point B, are usually the people that are the most creative. usually the people that are incredibly gifted, usually also the people that are being asked to do something that makes a positive difference in the world. So when we've got the turn back card showing up, it represents that, okay, it's time for a little zigzag to show up where we're retracing our steps and or just taking a moment to sit back and review what we have put into place and be willing, as we make that review, to perhaps revise a couple of things, to take a look at any efforts that don't seem like they're totally, worth all of the effort and the work in the business that you're in, and maybe edit those out and just put more of your efforts and energy into the things that feel like they do really, really work. The second card that we have is more of the same message, perfect synchronicity, and it's from a different deck too, which is always a great synchronicity. This is from the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn, and the card is Distant Thunder. Distant Thunder. So when we see thunder, even though it might sound like a momentary scary sound, what it is, it's the energy of clearing the air. It's clearing the air of all of the intensity that wants to release. So if there has been a lot of stress going on or a lot of big ideas building up and you really want to make them happen, and then you're matching your action steps to all of those kinds of things, and there's this cataclysmic energy of I want it, and I'm working for it, then the thunder energy represents that we are bringing that, yes, out into manifestation. We're bringing that to a culminating point, and then we're also helping to clear the air of those kinds of things. So that's the part of the cycle of creation that you are in right now. There are I'll just describe this briefly. The angels often describe 12 steps that represent the cycle of creation. And there are 12 major archetypes that we'll see all around the world that represent different facets of human consciousness. We see that in different mythologies where there'll be 12 different gods, or in astrology where there are 12 different astrological signs, 12. We've got a thing as human beings about that number. And the angels say that in the creation cycle, as we get towards the end of a creation cycle where we've already planted the right ideas in and we're taking action steps towards them, we start to get towards the end where we're moving towards, let's say maybe for you, they're saying like a 9, 10, 11. That's the realm that you're starting to zigzag through, is that area. That's the point where it feels like, okay, I'm ramping up. I'm ready to really take action. But I'm also potentially getting towards a point where I'm starting to feel a little bit like drained of where's my inspiration again. Trust me, this is archetypal. This is normal. Sort of like the moment where this person who felt their whole life, I've got to write this book. I want to get it out there into the world. And they feel so passionate about it. They plant the seeds with incredible inspirations around that book. They're writing and writing for maybe 6 months to a year. And then by the time they get towards the finish line, they're so tired. They're going, what book? I just want to be done with it now. Doesn't mean that it's not your purpose. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be an amazing book that gets authored by that person in this example. It just means that we're at that normal phase where it's like we have pushed so much soul into this, so much heart into this, that there's a little piece of the self that starts to feel a little bit like, emptied out. And we're at the end of that marathon race running towards that finish line. But the angels are here to say that you are closer to the finish line than you think. You are closer to manifesting an incredible result than you think. Again, just be willing to go back and do a little bit of simplifying, a little bit of revising here and there, and to know that, yes, your ideas, your beliefs, your overall vision for this, that is good. That's going to take you right through the finish line, and it's going to be wonderful. Last card represents your spiritual path, and the angels are saying that they want to just kind of zero in on where you are right now in this moment on your spiritual path. And we've got the Have Fun card. I love it. Have fun. So the angels want you to know that joy is one of the most important ingredients in uplifting your spiritual vibration and creating clarity in your spiritual perspective. So when we think of our spiritual paths, the angels oftentimes like to describe it in terms of vibrations. So let's say we desire to manifest a lifestyle wherein we've got joy, we've got spiritual connectedness, we've got integrity, we've got all these other values that feel really positive and really great. Well, in order to maintain or continually hold space for all of those values and dreams and, standards to kind of stay as the lifestyle that we live in, stay as the garden that we use to plant our different dreams and, spiritual purpose manifestations and that kind of thing, we've got to maintain a specific vibration. The vibration is the thing that acts like the seed bed that helps to hold all of those standards into place, those things that we want to experience spiritually into place. And joy, according to the angels, is one of the most powerful ingredients that helps to anchor and ground vibration so that they're not just here for a moment. It's not just that I feel peaceful for a moment while I'm meditating. You can maintain it throughout the day if you practice things that welcome it into the everyday space of your life. And part of that is through, certainly spiritual hard work and discipline and that kind of thing. But hey, the other part is joy. The other part is having fun and letting go and being wild and free and connecting with your inner child. So that's what the angels invite you to do, because it will bring, they're saying, blessings and higher perspective to every area of your life, especially to the business and career stuff, because there is spiritual purpose in that for you, my dear. All right, so Nani, thank you so much for submitting your reading request. Let's go to another one. We have a request from Elliot. Elliot says, how do we interpret our internal polarity when our perspective of positives and negatives start to shift or starts to totally flip-flop on us? Lots of meditation has opened my mind to a new evolving pattern, and to me feels perfect. But partner doesn't understand. His partner doesn't understand. But I understand that we all understand things differently. Help me to translate this. Oh, I love this question. Okay, so right away, Elliot, the angels are telling you that, and this is a lesson I've heard them repeat many times, and I love it. But they're saying that everyone is on their own spiritual paths. Everyone is on their own spiritual paths. So sometimes even the people that are closest to us, the ones that we love absolutely the most, of course, we want them to kind of understand us. We want them to be on a similar path, at least, right? But they're not on the exact same path. Even if it's your closest, your life partner, your spouse, your everything person, they don't necessarily have to understand spiritually or reach the same perspective on meditation that we have, in order for you to have a perfect, loving, open, connected relationship with them. I get people all the time who will ask in their readings with me or their healing sessions, I want to attract a soulmate who is on a spiritual path. I want someone who will get me and who will be on the same page. And the angels, I've just observed them so many times tell us, yeah, you'll have someone that will, be able to level with you on all of those things. But gosh, there's no need to require that your partner understands everything exactly, that they be on exactly the same page and same paragraph and same word as you all the time in terms of having a meditation path, in terms of having a spiritual path, because they are learning and evolving, and their soul is drawing them to the tools and the things that will help them to see in their own way, in the way that will fulfill their life's purpose, because they have a unique life's purpose to you and a unique soul's plan to you. And that does not mean that your paths cannot converge and cannot, entwine like a beautiful double helix spiral is the image that the angels are showing me right now. You can still have a perfect, balanced partnership with someone who's not always 100% in the same understanding. And that's actually a good thing. Here's another reason why the angels are adding, Archangel Michael is adding this for you, Elliot. He's saying because the human mind has so many different complex facets within it. It has a part in it that we call, for example, the ego, the lower self, the part that, can sometimes misconstrue things. It's the part that sees with a perspective of separateness. I am separate from you. I am in the illusion of being separate from God. And, it's the part of the mind that develops the potential to fear, the potential to, have these shadow things that we don't always see as positive, that kind of thing. Well, sometimes when we try to convey something that became incredibly spiritually truthful and powerful for us personally, was really meaningful for us personally in a meditation, and we try to get the other people around us to be on the exact same page, well, it's, sure, it's great when they understand, and it's great when they're like, yes, wow, so happy for you. And that's just as likely as any other reaction. But oftentimes, they'll also add in a perspective, Archangel Michael says, where this is human, this is just human nature, natural, where they'll have a bit of their own perspective that's a little ego tinged or a little judgment tinged. And sometimes in exposing our spiritual, our very intimate, personal, inner spiritual experiences, to people who, maybe aren't seeing it from that exact place or aren't ready to see it from that place, it's easy for them to kind of just bring in a perspective that's got doubt or that's got judgment. And then all of a sudden, the meaning that it had for us starts to a little bit dim in our own eyes, in this sense of maybe even a little frustration of, but I really wanted you to understand. That also comes into our minds. And in the end, it's not for us to make other people get it. It's for us to understand what spirit gives us and to live from the beauty of the energy of that, to live from the love of that, the gift of that. And sure, it doesn't mean you can't describe these things to other people when you want, but just have a mindset that it holds complete unattachment to whether or not, they'll completely, kind of get it. Archangel Michael would also like to add in a little comment on the idea of where when our perspective starts to shift, as you put it, when our perspective of what's positive and negative starts to shift. And he says that this is actually a very natural sign of a spiritual shift to a higher perspective, a higher level of consciousness. It's normal for our sense of what's positive and what's negative to start to shift, because that's usually a sign that we're starting to release, again, maybe ego-based, lower attachments to judging something as, well, oh, this is good, or oh, this is bad. So for example, the angels are saying, and they really like it when they see human beings shifting to a state like this, we could start going into situations where maybe in the past we would have thought that a situation around us was negative. So I've shown up at the airport and my flight is delayed, and oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to get another one until 3 hours from now, and it's just a big mess, and it's delaying my other flight and that kind of thing. Where at one point in your life you might have thought of that as a really negative thing. As you connect more and more with what the angels are calling the spiritual ladder of consciousness, wherein as you climb the ladder, you see things from more of a bird's eye view, you'll start to realize that missed flight probably isn't a bad thing, that you'll start to trust that for whatever reason, I wasn't supposed to be on that flight. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was supposed to be on this next one that's going to be there later in the day. And it's supposed to happen in this timing, and I accept it. In other words, acceptance becomes a higher priority than judging what is positive and what is negative. And again, it's not for us to force our loved ones to see it the same way that we do, but we can gently share our perspective and hold an energetic space within us that doesn't get stressed suddenly when we're stuck in traffic for an extra hour and we show up late at the meeting, and we can just say, well, it's going as it is, and it may be good, it may be bad. It is what it is, and I accept it and I trust it. I trust the harmony of life. I trust the divine folding of all that is. He says, keep going on your path. Archangel Michael says this to you, Elliot, because you've got wonderful power, he's saying, to rise farther into this kind of awareness. And he's saying to get more deeply in touch with your spiritual nature, wherein you'd have great spiritual gifts that are ready to meet you. And by living from that space, by living from your light, from adopting fully your spiritual gifts and just appreciating them and, that kind of thing, you'll find that quietly, without needing to announce it, without needing to, make other people understand, that quietly and naturally and gently and easily, other people just start to shift in the way that they relate around you. And maybe they start to blossom around you too. Just like in the springtime when you go out into the forest and you see that, the flowers have started to open on this tree. And then if we had a time-lapse camera, we'd see the whole canopy of the whole forest opening up with all of the blooms spreading across the forest. Same thing happens with human flowering of consciousness. It just starts quietly in one tree, one individual, and then the great flowering spreads. And there's nothing that nature needs to do to force it, so certainly we don't either. Just be in your space and keep nurturing your spiritual growth. By the way, the card that I pulled from you, this one's from the Sacred Traveler deck, is the First Light card. The First Light, representing that you're at the beginning of a beautiful new spiritual cycle of life right now. You're seeing the first light of the dawn, and it's going to light up your world and help you to see things very differently. Thank you, Elliot. Okay, let's go ahead and check out who else is here with us today. It looks like we have someone on the phone with us. Hi, caller. You are on the air now. If you could just introduce us, what your name is, and tell us where you're calling in from today.
Hi, my name is Nikia, and I'm calling in from Massachusetts.
Hi, Nikia. Thank you so much for calling today.
Oh my goodness, I'm such a big fan. I've been following you for a long time.
Oh, thank you. That's so exciting. Yay. So what questions would you like to ask for the angels today?
I just wanted to know if I would be changing my career path.
Let's go ahead.
I'm not happy with where I'm at, and I know I'm a healer, and I just wanted to know if they just saw me doing something different, but still, like working with people and healing and that type of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are absolutely meant to change your path. It's amazing. I'm seeing Archangel Raphael around you. He's standing right next to you, holding your hand as well. He's showing me beautiful light coming out of your hands, and he's showing me very gentle energy that you attract, by the way. Do you find that like animals like you, little children like you, the innocent
Yes,
people like you?
I work with toddlers, yeah, and yes, absolutely.
No wonder. Yeah, you have a very, very beautiful healing touch. And it's good that, so far in your career you've been able to connect with the innocent beings. That's definitely what you're put on this earth for, but there is a career change coming because you're meant to do it in a different way, in a better way. You're meant to be a healer in a way that doesn't feel quite as kind of restrictive and even demanding in terms of everyday lifestyle and schedule and that kind of thing. The angels are showing me an image when I look at your energy body. They're showing me an image of another tree. They're showing me lots of trees today. And they're showing me, when fruit trees, like a cherry tree, will have those beautiful cherry blossoms in it. But then, those blossoms have to go away if we want to see the cherries come. And we love both phases of the tree. They're saying that the blossom phase was this particular past phase of your career, but now we're starting to get into the cherry phase where it's time for you to come to fruition, to full fruition, and to shift and become a healer. So I'm going to turn over some cards for you and just see what other details the angels would like to add for us on this. Yeah, this is powerful. So your first card is a card that says solitude. Solitude. This is a card that says that there's almost a need to kind of retreat. I'm getting this feeling almost as if your energy has grown more sensitive. Have you noticed maybe more, I guess, intolerance to really intense environments or high stress?
I feel that I'm empathic, and I really am affected by energy, and I always carry crystals on me for that reason.
Good. Yes. I'm so glad that you do that because that sensitivity, that empathic sensitivity is only starting to raise in its frequency, which is a gift. That's an absolute good, beautiful thing. It means that you're going to birth wonderful ideas and beautiful things out in the world. But the angels are saying that energetically, a little bit more solitude, rest, retreat time will be very, very helpful because it will help you to clear out energy that belongs to other people, demands from the world, other things that you maybe shouldered in the past, that kind of thing. That's really important for you. They're showing us because it's just you've got to be free from other people's energy in order to show up as this empowered, healer that you are. And in that retreat time, they're adding, you will also have the ability to birth incredible inspirations and ideas. And the angels are helping you with that. So notice any repeated thoughts that just show up in your head, day in and day out, where it's like, oh, I could imagine myself in a healing job that's like this or that's like that. Those imaginings, inspired ideas are exactly pictures of where you are meant to head. The angels want you to know.
Oh, okay.
So the
Okay.
second card that you got is the Begin Now card, Begin Now, which they're saying is a sign that it's time for you to begin starting just to take the baby steps towards making this career shift. They show me that for you as a healer, we're seeing that you've got the potential to have um, many spinning plates in the air, or more than one facet of expressing your healing, gifts. So whether it's okay, one day maybe I'll share my gifts one-on-one in a private healing, session with somebody, and
Oh,
then the
okay.
next day I'll do it with a group, and then the next time I'll whatever. They're saying you can get all of those ideas together and just begin building a platform, or organizing those ideas, and then taking the little baby steps. And that you can do this now to create a bridge between the old career and the new career, to where it doesn't feel like, oh, the rug got pulled out under my feet because I left the new career really, or the old career really fast, and now I'm trying to put pressure on the new career to become, something that can be supported right away. They're saying just take a gradual path where we kind of blend our way into the next phase of this. The final card says let go and flow. I really love that. And it has a beautiful image of a rainbow on it. And the angels are saying that this represents that there's a promise that there are incredible new spiritual lessons coming to you that will actually uplift your healing talents, lessons and skills, perhaps even, that you will learn and perfect and hone through this bridge time. And I actually even see you already healing people during this bridge time. It's not just that you're, maybe building in a business or building ideas of who you want to collaborate and what you want to do, but you are actively seeing people and helping people. And each person is a gift to you because they'll give you a lesson. They'll give you a lesson that will help you to really hone your craft until it's time to step away from the old career 100% and do full time your healing career. So that's what you're on your way to doing. The angels are helping you every step. They want you to know.
Oh my goodness, I am like all chills. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, Nikia. It was so wonderful to talk with you.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you so much. You have a gift.
Thank you. You do too. And I can't wait to see you using it out in the world.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for calling in.
Thanks. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's go ahead and see who we'd like to go to next. Okay, let's go ahead and we've got Lynn, who submitted a reading request from Scotland. Hi, Lynn. She says, I would like to know what I should focus on. With love and gratitude, Lynn. Perfect. Very straightforward question. Let's just tune in and see which angels wants to come forward for you. Okay, for you, Lynn, right away, I've got Archangel Gabriel coming forward very strong, who is helping you with getting really, really clear in your thinking about what you want. If you've noticed that there is a little bit of indecisiveness, sort of like, I've got all these different ideas all at once that I want to do at the same time. I've got all kinds of different things. I'm not sure exactly where I should go next. She's saying that she's helping you, Archangel Gabriel, to get very, very grounded and focused. And she's saying prioritized as well. She's showing us that writing is the first step that you're being asked to take. And she says, write for yourself, and also even with a thought of writing for the world. Start by writing for yourself, however. And she's saying, write down your highest priorities, and you can ask your inner heart of hearts, and it will tell you what is my highest priority of what I want to do most for my soul fulfillment in my life right now. What do I want to do the most? And write it down. Write down a list. You can even number the list if you want to, from one being the highest priority that you have, the thing that you feel the most passionate about, and then, the lesser things, towards the bottom of the list. But as you write that, you'll find that you'll discover a lot, because I'm seeing your heart really wanting to speak up to you very truthfully. It's just that in the past, they're showing us for you, too much of other people's opinions about what you should be doing had gotten in the way and made it seem like, okay, I don't know which path to go on because it feels like I am being expected to do this, and I feel like I should do that, and I feel like so-and-so would really feel good if I did that. No, like all of that go. This is Archangel Gabriel for you. and listen first and foremost to your inner voice, to your heart. Even if that means disappointing somebody, let them be disappointed. It's probably for their best, and highest good. And Gabriel wants to remind us that for all of us, when we follow our truth, the thing that we truthfully want, that soul wants to do, that we feel most passionate about, and what we feel passionate about is the thing that soul within us is using to expand out in the world. When we focus on that, we are doing the most loving and compassionate thing for everyone involved, because we are designed, every single human being, to live in perfect harmony with one another. And when we follow what we really want, it just has a way of leading ourselves and even the people immediately around us to seeing what they need to be doing too, to seeing how that harmony just kind of falls into place. So maybe the expectations that came from their egos will start to fall away as you unapologetically, Lynn, follow your path and go for it. So follow your bliss, follow your passion. And your card, oh, I just turned it over and it's perfect. This is from Sacred Traveler's deck too. It's the Joy and Delight card. Joy and delight. So open your heart to joy and follow what you feel the most joyful about. Don't keep, things around in your sense of responsibilities and that kind of thing that feel too much like drudgery or too much like, why am I doing this? If the only reason is just to please other people, just cut it right out of your schedule. Don't need that anymore. It's time for you to focus on you because you've got light to shine in this world. Okay, let's go ahead and see who's next. Oh, we have another caller on. Hi, caller. You are now on the air. If you could just introduce us and tell us your name and where you're calling from today.
Hi, my name is Haley, and I'm calling from Portland.
Hi, Haley. How are you?
Hi, good. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Thanks for calling in today.
Yeah, I'm so glad. It's actually my first time calling in, so brand new experience for me.
Yay. Yay. I'm so glad you got through. That's wonderful. Well, what questions would you like to offer for the angels today?
My question today is, I'm currently in school, and I'm trying to decide if I should do some testing for some learning disabilities, and I was wondering if they might be able to give me an idea of if that's the right route to go, or if they have any suggestions on how to learn a little bit better for me.
Yes. Let's tune right in. Okay, you have right away Archangel Metatron working very closely with you. Right next to him, I see Archangel Uriel and Archangel Michael. So this is a team of angels that works with you very regularly to help you with mental focus and openness and that kind of thing. And they actually do tell us that you're on the right path in thinking about doing some testing just to gain a little bit deeper knowledge when it comes to, just the way that your mind is wired, the way that it works right now. And they want you to know that I love how positive they always are. They're saying, we don't like to call them disabilities, though. We call them just differences or different, kinds of abilities, because they see that people with different kinds of perspectives where it's like, I process information this way differently, or I, focus this way a little differently. They're saying every single person who's got one of these differences contributes wonderful, very positive things to the world and helps to make the world a more open place, helps to contribute to, they're saying, collective understanding, higher collective understanding in this world. So they're saying, yes, it actually does help you to do a little bit of exploring about that, just because they're saying the more you know, the better and the more empowered you will start to feel. Now, I'm turning over the cards just to say, okay, and how can we, kind of uplift your focus, uplift the way that you process and learn and connect in your schooling career, your educational career. The first card to come over, I love this, is reclaim your art. Reclaim your art. And then the angels are now showing me an image of the brain, and they're showing me an image of the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. And they're saying that for you, your mind simply needs a balance between forces. So it needs something that feels very physical that it can do, something sensual, something where we can touch and feel what we're doing that is creative. So it is intellectual, it is mental, it is thinking, but at the same time, it has a sensual aspect to it. So like painting would, you can feel the way that the paint moves along the brush, and we can hear the sound of it, we can smell it, and all of these kinds of things. Or dancing, you can have bare feet and feel the way that your feet touch the floor and the way that it feels when you swirl this way or that way. But there is thought that's put into it. They're showing us that incredible brain balance occurs for you when you do this. And you just have a sensitivity, they're showing us, at the level of mind and body that really desires to be focused and balanced all the time. It wants to be balanced. You can't always just be sitting in a chair, focusing on the computer screen, forcing yourself to have a certain way of, processing thoughts all the time. That just doesn't work. It helps you so much better to have this sense of the balance in life. They're also showing us the open your heart card as the next card that I pulled for this, and this is showing us that part of this as well is emotional. So they're saying, yes, go ahead and get the evaluations done so that you can see, I guess from like a more of a scientific way of thinking, okay, what would that evaluation kind of show? And again, what additional information can I bring to my approach to to how I hone my lifestyle and make the best out of the way that I process and think and that kind of thing. Well, there's an emotional side to it too, that maybe the scientific part isn't totally taking as much stock of as it should. So they're saying that for you, the emotional side is super important, which is why they said for you, anything that gives you the chance to talk to your heart, talk to your emotional side through art, as they said, or any kind of self-expression, that will be incredibly helpful. Or even just journaling and giving yourself a moment to ask your heart, hey, what do you need? What do you feel? What do you feel passionate about? What do you want out of me? And listen to what it has to say, whether it has to say something that sounds uplifting and positive, or whether it's something that doesn't feel so positive and it's trying to tell you of where there was an imbalance emotionally about, having to process, all that life really just pushes at us at once. Listen to it and learn, they're saying, because you're the kind of person that was put here on this earth, not just to follow the beaten path and to fit the mold and that kind of thing and, kind of conform and say, okay, well, if our culture wants me to be sitting in a chair 8 hours of the day working and thinking and studying, and, I'm not here to conform with that unhealthy, imbalanced way. I'm here to blaze a new trail. So you do that by honoring this balance and working with the process of what gets you into the best focus and thinking and productivity, just as much as the end results of that productivity. It's about the journey, they're saying. Final card that we have for you is really cool. It's a card called Crossing Bridges. And they're saying that this time in your life is actually one in which we're seeing that you have the opportunity to move from one old chapter of life into a new chapter in life, where it looks like you just got this incredible sense of confidence and strength, and this sense of owning the way that you, again, think, that you process, that you need to work, your creative process, that you honor that, and that you bring that as a gift out into the world and help that to become a new standard that you set, giving permission to other people to live in that balanced, self-honoring, healthy kind of way. So that's definitely a good path for you.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. That was really helpful. I really appreciate that.
Yes, you are so welcome, my dear, and thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you. I really am so grateful for all the work you do. You are incredible. So please keep up the amazing work.
Thank you. You are amazing too. All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye now. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, so let's see who is next here today. Where do we want to go, angels? Okay, so the angels are taking us now to Jonathan. Jonathan says, hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for all your love. I'm going through major changes right now, but fear sometimes takes over. Any messages for me now, especially with career? Okay, so I just actually want to put out a blanket message to everybody, because this seems to be one of our big themes today, that the angels are sending us a lot of guidance on big career changes, or even just perspective changes that have to do with our life's work, that change is the right track right now. The angels just want to know, for everybody who's got questions like this, because I see lots of different questions around this topic, that this is definitely the right way to be going, is move towards these changes and trust them. So Jonathan, I'm going to pull some cards for you and see what the angels have to show us. I also see Archangel Uriel around you, Jonathan. That's wonderful. So Archangel Uriel is, I like to call him Angel of Light, who brings light into our awareness. It's the angel of clear thinking, the angel of intellectual thinking and open ideas and that kind of thing. He is helping you to get really, really clear about, he's saying, the higher purpose of what it is you are doing in terms of this career change. He says that anytime it feels like you're going too far outside your comfort zone and, oh, if I do this trust fall and make this change, will the universe catch me? I don't know. I don't see it coming to fruition yet. They're saying, don't worry. Yes, the universe will catch you. Yes, this new career change will absolutely support you. I see it supporting you financially. I see it making a difference for other people in their lives. I see you connecting with other human beings with regard to this. It's just that we need to give the seed that you planted a little bit more time to germinate. The angels just showed me a cute image. It's an image of, so like if you and I planted a seed into the soil, and we started to really worry, oh my gosh, is this seed going to come up? The thing is, we don't go down and dig it up every day and just check on it. And are you germinating yet? Are you germinating yet? The better way is to just keep watering the seed and making sure that it gets enough sunlight, maybe singing to it every once in a while to lift its spirits, and then just trusting that, yeah, those green shoots are going to start to push through the surface eventually, and eventually you're going to really see results for your hard work. So yeah, the angels want you to know that you're really on the right track, and they're helping you to head in a great direction for your career. So I'm just turning over our cards now to see what we have here. Okay, yeah. First card for you is choosing your path. Choosing your path. Oftentimes when I see a card in the first position, it can represent kind of the past, sort of like a step that I've already taken, I've already started, the momentum I've already started that's still affecting me now. Choosing your path card comes up saying that you were right to take your power back and to choose the path that you wanted to take for your career. There is no law written that says you must follow the beaten, tried and true path, and you must do what looks like the safe path and what other people think that you should do. You have to be stuck. No. And they're saying, even if, from another person's perspective or from an outside objective perspective, it might have seemed like your old path career-wise was really steady and was really, practical. They're saying, don't worry about that. Just don't bring any of those judgments in there. You don't need them. The angels are saying, actually, you were meant to follow the strong, they're saying, burning desires that they're saying were beating like a drum inside of your heart for a long time, maybe even for many years, before you decided to make the change and to take a leap and to commit to making a change. So your second card is discovering truth. Discovering truth. This is a great card. It represents that on this path of career change, there are truths coming to the surface that not only have to do with your career and your work life and that kind of thing, that have to do with the content of what it is you're offering the world and doing, but it also has to do with inner truth that you discover along this way. And that also is a part of this spiritual path. It's about overcoming fear and overcoming self-doubt and claiming independence and confidence on this path, trusting that you can do it. The angels are saying affirm that every day. And now I see Uriel joined by Archangel Michael for you too, Jonathan. So you've got two really powerful guides. And they're saying, trust. Call on us whenever there is a moment of fear, and we will clear it away, and we will take you to the next chapter wherein, yes, you will see fruition for this. Your final card is the Desert Passage, which is such a perfect analogy for how you may be feeling right now. When we see the Desert Passage card, it's sort of like that part of the path that we're traveling that looks a little bit barren. It's like, where are all the flowers? Where are all the trees? It's hotter in here. It feels like it's, takes 10 times more energy to get through this part of the path than it does when I'm on the other side of the desert and there's flowing streams and there's trees and things like that. And they're saying, trust that there's a divine plan. The angels are saying this desert path doesn't last forever. This short, temporary period of time where it seems like you've got to expend a little more energy or work hard or really use your faith. It's just a short-term kind of thing. There are wonderful results right on the way. You're on the right path. There is success coming. So keep following, keep going, and keep taking time to remember to say thank you to yourself for doing this, for connecting with gratitude for yourself, for taking this leap, because it's a wonderful thing. It's such a wonderful thing. Okay, thank you so much, Jonathan. Let's go ahead and see where we would like to go next. Da, 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 da. Okay. We have, all right, since we only have a couple minutes, all right, we're going to go over to Mona. Mona says, Dear Sarah, I need advice or a message about my 15-year-old son. Thank you, Mona. Thank you for tuning in. I really felt the angels just highlighting your questions so strong. Felt very guided to go towards it. I think that this is probably a question that will help other people too. Right away, the angels are showing me an image of your son. They're just doing a little energy scan on him right now, and we're seeing a lot of different things coming up emotionally. The angels are showing us that there's frustration moving through him right now, and that frustration is here right now because there is this subconscious part of him that feels, or at least has felt in the past, a little too fenced in. So the soul's nature is constant expansion. It constantly wants to move out into the universe and discover more and do more and that kind of thing. And right now they're showing us that for your son, it's as if he hits a wall when he tries to expand out and he feels a little stuck or limited. And they're showing us that deep down inside, he knows that he's capable of being more responsible than he may have been showing. He's capable of, of taking things on and doing things and making things happen and being, very mature. He's more mature than he may actually be letting on, than you may see on the surface, kind of thing. He's got the ability to really evolve something big within him emotionally at this time, and to find his identity as a man now, moving towards the state of mind where we feel really responsible for ourselves, really independent, really capable, and that kind of thing. He wants the chance to prove that he can show that he's very capable, can show that he is responsible, and also permission to make mistakes and to fail at being those things sometimes. That's desperately what he needs right now. So give him the space to do that, is sort of what his higher self is saying. Let me be able to do that right now. And they're saying that you can do that within reason, but be sure, they're saying, to give him space to not only do the things that he wants to do, I guess, where he'd want to expand and I want to try this, or I want to go off by myself and experience that. Yeah, within reason, do that, continuing your role as protector, as a parent, of course. But at the same time, one of the other great ways the angels are showing us to give him that space to spread out and to grow and to discover this autonomy and independence and capability and all of that is by giving him the chance to work on something. Giving him the chance to have a responsibility where it's like, I have something I've got to take care of. I have something that I have to do, to support myself, or, a higher responsibility or devotion I have to serve, out in the world. Give him the chance to do that. And we're seeing that there is just great building going on, in his heart. The cards that I turned over for him are, number 1, don't sweat the small stuff. I love that card because the angels are saying, don't worry, that a lot of the things that kind of come up and see, like their little blow ups, their little flare ups, aren't as big, as you would think. Sometimes it's easy, at the emotional phase of development that your son is in right now, for us to make mountains out of molehills. But they're saying to don't sweat the small stuff, because that gives him, again, more space to feel like he's giving himself permission to mess up sometimes, which he needs. He needs the space to feel like, okay, this is what it's like to make a mistake like this. And this is what it's like for me to be responsible for having to fix it now. I'm responsible for myself. I'm taking care of these kinds of things. So don't sweat the small stuff. Give him a little space around those kinds of things. We're seeing him, kind of releasing frustration in that way and relaxing and even asking for more help as a result of that, letting go some pride and, asking for more help and being a little bit more, like the soft and open person that maybe you knew in earlier phases of his life that starts to come out a little more. The second card is step away from the crowd. This is good. The angels are saying that one of the things that we definitely want to keep away from your son is any sense that he needs to compare himself to other people. That's the only unhealthy thing that we really would want to, eliminate, I guess, in terms of his concepts, his mindset, his perspective, is you don't need to be at the same stage of development or just as successful as, or even just as rebellious as, or whatever it may be, other kids around you. You don't have to be the same. Everybody's is very, very, very different. It's such a spectrum, for teens as to what phase of self-knowing they are in their lives. So giving him plenty of guidance that just sort of says, it's good to step away from the crowd, or it's good for you to be very uniquely you. I'm certainly not going to compare you to other people, so I don't want you to do that either, because, wouldn't want you to try to be following someone else's path, whether for, for something that might be seemingly, like, oh, successful. We want you to, have the same grades as other people around you that are really positive, that kind of thing, or whether it be for a negative thing. We don't want you to be like the crowd in that, these kids are trying out drinking, or these kids are, no, they're saying stepping away from the crowd and having a sense of non-judgment and non-comparison to others is a liberating feeling for your son at this time. And he's got a great, unique individuality. He's such an individual. So it feels so good for that to happen. Final card is start anew. So they're saying that as a result of the healing that you'll be going through with your son right now, it will be really, really helpful to just kind of give him a mindset and give even your relationship a sense of, we're starting fresh. Again, it's permissible for you to make mistakes because that is the nature of the time of development that you are in. And so we are going to just have unconditional acceptance for the things that have been, and start afresh, and just know that, hey, there's nothing that we can't, heal. There's nothing that we can't work with. There's nothing we can't create. So you are right at the beginning. Keep going. Don't worry about your failures. Let's go. Let's go to the next phase and let's make it a positive one, kind of thing. So lots of healing coming for him. And then lastly, they're just saying, call on Archangel Michael for him. I'm seeing Archangel Michael all around your son right now. Lots of protection and guidance for him. All right, beautiful. Well, thank you so much to everybody who called in, who texted, who joined our chat room today. It was so wonderful to be able to connect with all of you today. We are now at the end of our time together. But just an announcement that I will be live again this month for another episode of Angel Hour on Bring Me to Life Radio. The next one will be on Wednesday, June 19th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you didn't get through today, call back. Come on back, and we'll take your call. Then I'll be live again the very next day for Through the Eyes of the Angels on Thursday, June 20th. So I'll be on Wednesday, June 19th, Thursday, June 20th, also at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, where I will be discussing the hidden power of empaths. Empaths are among the most spiritually gifted human beings on this planet. So I'm very excited to be sharing some angel messages on the spiritual power of empathy. And of course, you will have the chance to call in again for readings for that episode as well. So again, please join us again in the chat room, text or call, and I can't wait to connect. If you want to stream past episodes of Through the Eyes of the Angels, you'll find them all on your favorite podcast listening platforms, including Spotify. Do keep in touch with me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for daily angel messages from me. And if you would like to connect with me for your own private angel reading or a healing session, you can visit my website at sarahhall.com. sarahhall.com. Do follow the bringmetolife.com community for more inspirational content, and have a blessed and beautiful day. Bye.